What's up guys, today, I explain you Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 267, Preview, the mystery behind the finger. Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 267 is just around the corner, and fans are incredibly excited to see how the battle between Yuji and Sukuna continues in the upcoming chapter. Yuji is at the peak of his powers right now, and is about to beat Sukuna further. This arc has continuously seen him grow in terms of power and battle experience. He has gained ability upon ability in this arc, and now, with the usage of domain expansion, fans hope that he is going to be dealing deadly damage to the King of Curses soon enough. With Megumi starting his fight back as well and a strange mystery surrounding Sukuna's finger, JJK chapter 267 is going to be absolutely massive in terms of what it does for the series, especially since this chapter is supposed to revolve around the climax of the story. In the last chapter of JJK, fans got to see a mysterious finger being tied up inside some sort of temple. This was rather confusing for the fans. For one, fans do not know who this finger belongs to. This finger could either be that of Yuji, or it could be of Sukuna. There are two possibilities here. The first possibility is that Yuji cut off his finger and turned it into a cursed object. As to what he wants to accomplish with that, one truly cannot predict that. The closest one can guess is that Yuji wants to use the fingers to trap Sukuna somehow. This would essentially mean that Sukuna would go back to being a cursed object and stand the test of time once again. It won't truly eliminate Sukuna's threat forever, but at the very least, he will be sealed. However, there is another possibility that JJK chapter 267 could go on to explore. In the previous chapter, fans saw that Yuji had two of his fingers cut off. How these fingers were cut off was not explained to the fans. However, what fans know for sure is that Yuji's fingers not being present there meant that it has to do with Sukuna's powers. Another interesting thing to note is that fans could only see one finger tied up inside the temple. Meanwhile, Yuji had the fingers cut off and it simply doesn't add up. The best conclusion that one can come to is that Yuji fed his fingers to Rika, which gave her access to Sukuna's technique. And, meanwhile, Sukuna's finger is currently inside the shrine, where Yuji intends to use it in some way or form to capture the King of Curses. Of course, then, there is the strange idea of Yuta having the power of Sukuna's malevolent shrine instead of Yuji's. This cannot be explained in the story right now, and fans simply need to wait for JJK chapter 267 to get the answer. Given that JJK chapter 267 covers the climax of the series, fans can expect big questions being answered, and at the same time, the fight between Yuji and Sukuna progressing greatly. JJK chapter 267 will most likely also see Megumi continue to fight back against Sukuna. Thanks to the powerful soul dismantle from Yuji Itadori, fans know for a fact that Megumi has now awakened and is starting to fight back. He also has access to his 10 Shadows technique, as was seen in the previous chapter, where he made use of it to make Sukuna lose his footing and allow Yuji to land a powerful blow on him. Megumi is most definitely going to fight back effectively against Sukuna in the upcoming chapter, and it is going to be incredibly exciting. Of course, for Megumi to effectively fight back, Sukuna's control over his body needs to be weakened further, which is why Yuji's punches are important. If Yuji manages to weaken Sukuna further in JJK chapter 267, then Megumi will have more freedom and the ability to fight back against him, and this will essentially make this fight impossibly hard for the King of Curses, ensuring that he is going to succumb sooner or later in battle. Megumi Fushiguro is most definitely going to play a big role in JJK from here onwards. He is going to fight back against the King of Curses in an effective manner, and, later down the line, perhaps even be freed. However, the bulk of the focus is going to be on Yuji. It is his job to save Megumi, which means that this is his fight. Megumi is only going to aid him in small ways here, and the rest needs to be left up to Yuji himself. JJK chapter 267 will most likely see Megumi aiding Sukuna in some way or form, and possibly even allow him to land his sure hit domain attack. Fans are yet to see Yuji's domain sure hit attack at the moment. Although fans don't know what his sure hit attack is or what techniques he holds, it has them on the edge of their seats. Given what the author has shown up until this point, the only thing that could potentially be his sure hit attack is a soul dismantle, powerful enough to free Megumi Fushiguro. Hopefully, this ends up happening in JJK chapter 267, exciting all the fans in the process. The editors of Jujutsu Kaisen have hyped up JJK chapter 267 as the climax of the series. If this is the climax, that means the battle between Yuji and Sukuna is heating up incredibly well, and that it is close to its conclusion. In that case, one could come to the conclusion that this domain battle will likely see the end of the King of Curses, and that he will finally be dealt with soon enough. As to how Yuji can do that, fans know that he is a powerful user of domain expansion now, and his sure hit attack remains to be seen. Yuji could potentially land his sure hit in JJK chapter 267, gravely injuring Sukuna. If that were to happen, the King of Curses wouldn't be able to maintain control over Megumi's body, which would allow Yuji to free him. All this could also directly be tied to the finger that Yuji is sealed inside somewhere, and it is entirely possible that Yuji will then go on to strip Sukuna from Megumi. However, one also needs to take into consideration that if this truly is the climax, then the merger should begin soon enough. Kenjaku gave the key to the merger to Sukuna, and if he does feel like he's losing, then, potentially, he could go on to trigger the merger and prepare for the final battle of the entire series.